We're taking a look at whether vibration can help delayed onset muscle soreness or not. We're going to go over some brief research, some mechanism, and see what all of this means to you. So let's get into it. A brief review, what is DOMS? Okay, DOMS is soreness that is associated with damage to the muscle fiber through eccentric, loaded lengthening of the muscle, or novel activity, or an increase in intensity. That's hard to say. In intensity of the thing that you're doing. Okay, so those are the three mechanisms that will make you sore. Right out the gate, can vibration provide treatment? So you've done the damage. Can vibration, one of these fancy massage guns, can it help alleviate your soreness? Yes. Is that a straightforward answer? It's a little fuzzy. There's a lot of variables from the type of vibration used. Was it just a massage gun? Was it, by hand? Was it a vibration plate like this that you'd see in like a PT office? Or, was it very high speed? Was it low speed? What was the hertz of the device being used? We got all the way from 5 hertz to 50 hertz. Now, what's a hertz and how can that hertz help my hertz? Dad jokes are free. Hertz is just the speed at which the machine generates that thumping sound. So something like one of these, is going to be somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 punches per minute. We need punches per second. So if it's 3,000 vibrations per minute, you divide it by 60 and you get your hertz, which is, I believe, 50 hertz per second. And then obviously you have whether or not the person was an athlete. Are they already doing exercise? Were they sedentary? What was the increase in this? What was the setting in which the study was administered? Was the person doing it attractive? Were they having a bad day that day? Did the subject want to impress the person? There's a lot of crap that goes into this, and this is why it's so hard to study anything at all. But if we cut through all of that crap, what was the answer? Yes, it can treat DOMS. Okay, you can interrupt the pain cycle. This is primarily through something called gate control theory. Gate control theory is well researched, and all it is that if you have a pain stimulus, so you have a nociceptive stimulus that's traveling toward your spinal cord, going to hitch a ride to your brain and make you go, oh, motherfucker. A secondary stimulus that is pleasurable or confusing, like vibration, will supersede, basically travels like a superhighway, and when it gets to the spinal cord disregards the pain signal and lets the other one up. Okay? The downside to this is that when you stop that layered signal, the vibration, a lot of times the pain comes back. Another element of this can be like the spasm, pain cycle, that kind of thing, whether or not you're getting, cramping and that kind of stuff. This is just saying that you can interrupt that same kind of situation, that if you vibrate or instigate some contraction in that muscle through stimulation, that it can cause a reduction in pain. Now, anybody who's done leg day and you've been doing you barely can walk, and you force the issue, you hop on an elliptical, something that's low impact, but lets you get warm, you've likely seen this in action. Really, we're not interested in the treatment side of it, okay? We already done screwed up. You know that you're gonna be sore. The upside to that is that it outweighs any of the things that we would do to cut the pain. So like ibuprofen, muscle relaxers, other prescription things, ice, heat, visiting the doctor, that kind of stuff. Okay, the vibration is going to be a more cost-effective and low-risk, low-side-effect intervention. And even if you have to do it every 10 minutes or every half an hour, it's not even as risky as ibuprofen. Okay, ibuprofen comes with risk to your heart and bleeding and intestinal stomach damage. So, there's that element of it. We would rather prevent things though, and this is where I thought the studies really kind of shined. They're still fuzzy, okay? They're still small. It's low to medium quality, which means what? We need to have a skeptical hat on. But again, it's low risk, high reward, and I love those kind of treatments. So when we look at these studies, kind of across the board, they said yes, that these, vibration pre-workout, so as a warm-up or included in your warm-up, seems to be able to interfere or at least lower your chances of having delayed onset muscle soreness. That is fantastic news. Like really fantastic news, because this is something that you can set up your own study. Okay, I'm gonna set it up for you right now. I'm gonna enroll you in this study. What is the first thing you need? You need a massage gun of some sort or the willingness to beat on your quads. Okay, we are going to select the quads because they are a muscle group that can reliably produce DOMs. Okay, no one has gone to leg day and not been sore unless you're half-assing it through leg day. Don't forget your legs, brah. Anyway, we're going to do twofold. We're going to increase the intensity and we're going to introduce a novel activity. Changing exercise and intensity is going to produce that because it is, turning on two switches instead of just one. If you want to just turn on one, that's fine. We're only going to treat one side, which is your right side. You're going to treat this side for 5 to 10 minutes. Start with 5, move up to 10 the next time, okay? See if it actually helps. You are now officially running your own clinical trial. Is it a good one? Not really. It's an N of 1, but you know what? N of 1 is fine for me when you're treating pain, because who does the pain matter the most to? It is you. The pain matters to you, and the reduction is going to matter the most to you too. And that is why I'm encouraging you to give this a try. How does this work? This is probably one of my favorite parts because it seems to be neural influence. Okay, so less about the muscle cell itself, although that's going to play a role. Remember, everything involved in motion is neuromuscular. It's very hard to tease out one from the other. But if you take vibration, take a stimulation and you apply it to a muscle belly, what's going to happen is that those nerves are going to be stimulated. We have a whole bunch of nerves all throughout our muscle. Okay, you've got nociceptors, mechanoreceptors, neuromuscular junctions, all of this lovely stuff that can be turned on through stimulation, okay, stimulus. And that's what the vibration is going to do. What this seems to be doing is activating, kind of pre-charging the system so that the muscle, instead of trying to do a graded response to the new activity or the eccentric contraction, it's actually going to use more of the muscle fibers. Okay, and this, you may be thinking, well, don't I use all of my muscle fibers all the time? No, it's actually a graded response. And you can see this when you go to pick up like a soda can, or if you were going to reach for a 60-pound kettlebell, your nervous system is adjusting everything for you on the fly. It's predicting what's about to happen. Now, you've experienced the opposite side of this. If you went to pick up something, you thought it was going to be heavy and it was actually light, and you jerk it way up, kind of comically crazy. Or the opposite one is that if you thought it was, light and somebody throws it to you and it's actually heavy, and you get kind of a startle response. What the hell? That is a prediction error in your nervous system. Now, if you've suddenly stimulated all those nerve fibers and the muscle's kind of been pre-jittered, it's pre-lit up, it seems you're going to have more access to the muscle fibers from the get-go. And this is kind of justified for me that in at least one of these studies, there was no increase at peak performance, so peak weight. There's no additional muscle to be fired. Okay, all of the benefits seem to be in the build-up to that, so less than maximal load, which is kind of interesting. I know I've been talking your ear off, so let's recap. Can vibration help? Can it treat DOMs? Yes, it can. Is it very reliable? It is, but it doesn't last very long. Okay, as soon as you remove the stimulation, it kind of creeps back in there. It's probably better to go actively warm those muscles up on an elliptical. But it saves you from other possibly more harmful treatments like ibuprofen, muscle relaxers, all of that crap. Now, as far as prevention, prevention seems to be a bright spot. Do we need more research? Absolutely. But guess who can do that? You, because we just talked about the N of 1 study that you're going to enroll in right now, okay? You're going to treat your quad 5 minutes with a vibration gun, okay? No problem. You're going to introduce a novel, loaded activity to guarantee that you get a result. You're only treating one side. Pay attention to the lesson. And finally, we covered kind of how it works. There's a lot of variables going into all of the studies, but it seems to be that it's something to do with the neural makeup of the muscle, giving you more access or pre-firing some of those connections in that muscle body so that when you go do the activity, your muscle is already kind of firing optimally. Okay, it's spreading that load over the entire muscle, not having to do that, figuring out what's going on and risking damage. Because I know people are going to ask, which massage gun do I recommend? I've got a ton of them, okay? These currently are my 2 favorite. Do you need this one? It's $600. It's a pro model. It's the thing I use in this room because it gets used, abused, and I have to have I like having all the fancy features for this. If you want something a little more reasonable that you can just throw in your bag and won't look like a crazy person at the gym, the Recover Fun Mini is perfect. This is $100. Both of them are over on Amazon. I left some links in the bottom or in the description if you want to go check them out. All right, that is it for me. If you want to see more, you know what to do. Otherwise, where do I see you again? I know it's something to do. Is it the underside? Overside? Is the overside even a thing? That's probably what fish call. Anyway, I see you on the flip side.